Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Jordan Francis here, an agent with Breakpoint Booking. We are a boutique agency, booking agency that represents a lot of breaking, developing, and even up-and-coming acts, as well as some nationally recognized artists. And it's been a little minute, but I bring back to you our Breakpoint Now segment that we created maybe a little less than a year ago to pretty much give us the opportunity to really dive in deep with our artists, get to see what's going on behind the scenes, what they have coming up, and anything else that might have been going on in the past year. So today I have a very dynamic band. The name is The Gold Souls, and I will introduce them in just a moment. I just quickly want to give a shout out to our sponsors here. We have the Artist Rewards, which is a company which offers a number of different services for musicians. So go ahead and check them out at artistrewards.com. We also have The Plugs Earbuds, and that's at gettheplugs.com. And then we have a very special organization here, Hunger Aid. You can visit them at www.hunger-aid.org. It's an organization started by one of our artists, Onyx, and the inspiration behind it is just really motivating. And yeah, go check them out. So without further ado, I bring you guys The Gold Souls, which is made up of a number of very, very talented musicians. They bring a style of funk, jazz, soul, just a lot of grooviness and a lot of vintage sounds that pretty much allowed them to create their own space. And I'm really excited to have them on today. So let me go ahead and add everyone to the stream. And I believe this is our first stream where we have multiple people on here. So what's going on, everyone?
Hey, good to be here.
What's good? I want to take the time to really thank you guys and appreciate taking the time out of your day to hop on our Breakpoint Now segment here. It just gives us a chance to really get to know you guys and see what you guys have been up to. So if you guys want to start by introducing yourselves.
Sure, I'll go first. I'm Juniper. I am the lead singer of the Gold Souls.
I am Billy. I'm the drummer.
Alex, I play keys.
Darius. Oh, that's Alex on the keys, and I'm Darius on the guitar.
Awesome. So yeah, let's dive right into it. Like, how did you guys meet? I guess first and foremost.
Well, it was in a basement in Davis, California that I first met the Gold Souls. They had booked a show before they had a band in classic Gold Souls fashion, and quickly needed players, and that's when me and Alex got the call way back in 2017. Yeah. So that's when we formed, and then about a year later, Darius joined us, and yeah, we've been kicking ass ever since.
Oh, I love that. And I mean, did it take any kind of really hard, thorough convincing for you to join, or did they play you some of their content and you were like, I'm in?
For me personally, it did. There was kind of a wooing phase for a few months there where I had met Juniper and she was telling me about her other band and she wasn't super happy with it and was thinking about starting a new band. And was kind of just like, she's like, can you just give me some advice for starting my new group? And eventually she kind of got me invested in the concept, I feel like, that way. And then when it came time to play some shows, I was down. So,
awesome. Did you say how long this was ago?
2017. Okay. So
awesome.
Yeah,
so you guys have been sticking to it. Awesome. And so describe to like me and to us, because I've been listening to you guys ever since your manager Kristen hit us up, and I just have a taste. My palette is all over the place. I love all kinds of music, and you guys definitely have a very unique sound, and just so easy to listen to. You know what I mean? So, how did that come about?
Thank you. Well, I think that we just all brought our influences into the group, and this is what came out of it. And I think it's really hard to define music by genres most of the time. You know, I think the majority of musicians these days aren't sticking to one genre specifically. But we've all got a love for, you know, that which has come before. We've all got a love for, like you said, vintage, or the boogie music of the past. Trying to keep that alive, and so, you know, I know we all love soul and funk, and then some of us are more influenced by hip hop, and some of us are more influenced by jazz, and I come from a family of bluegrass musicians. We've got we've got all sorts of influences that kind of come together to make it what it is.
That's awesome. I mean, you said you come from a family of music. When did you get your start? And I'm kind of going to go around with everyone because I'm just super interested. But how did you get your start?
My parents are both bluegrass musicians, and my mom's a band leader and songwriter and guitar player. And so I kind of always sang with her and with my dad. But I was a rebellious youth. I didn't want to take after the family business. And so I didn't really get into really committing to being a musician until my late 20s. I dabbled with a bunch of other stuff first, but I always was working on my singing, taking voice lessons, and playing music on the side.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have an amazing voice. So it sounds like you made the right choice.
Thanks.
For sure. Yeah. Billy, how about you, man?
I got my start back in middle school. I got put in the band class by accident. Previous to that, didn't really do any music or anything, but sat down,
excelled,
fell in love right away. So that was my origin story. So yeah, man, 6th grade band class. That's where it all began. I've been doing it ever since. Moved up to Sacramento to go to college for music, and I've been here ever since. And so I'm studying all kinds of different stuff, jazz, and grew up listening to a lot of funk music with my that's my folks' kind of favorite stuff to dance to, and so now we've got them dancing at the shows and stuff. So it's good. It all came full circle.
Yeah, but they're super supportive. How about you, Darius?
I started playing when I was a very young man, and then stopped playing for many years. Picked it back up a few years ago. But yeah, I mean, I come from a music love family. Nobody is a musician, but you know, every day felt like a Sunday afternoon because there were always records going. Anything, any genre at any given time. Like, listen to Mozart all afternoon, WC, or we could be listening to Stevie Wonder and the Gap Band Avenue, or James Taylor all afternoon. Like, we never knew what was going to happen. But I guess that kind of influenced, you know, me being to music in the first place. And yeah, guitar is the best instrument, so that's the one I'm playing.
I don't want to start no arguments here, man. But I mean, the guitar is a great instrument. Not on my behalf, just on the band's behalf. That's awesome, Jerry. Sounds like you had a lot of influences, and yeah, you know, I recently discovered a record collection of my girlfriend's grandmother, and I've just been so busy this whole, 2020 is just where we're inside. I was just like, just going through records. I was like, this is amazing. But yeah, Alex, what about you, my man?
Yeah, I started, back in middle school, I started with saxophone and was really into that. And as I got a little bit older, for a moment in my life, I really wanted to be a producer. And I noticed that all the producers were playing keys, because if you want to use like all this digital audio workstation stuff, that's what they were using. And so I started playing keyboard probably when I was like 17, 16, and really fell in love with it. And that's been it. So I didn't get a whole lot of like proper lessons, but I was able to jam with a lot of folks. And yeah, I really got into piano, really got into some of the theory, and then met these fine folks and been jamming ever since.
Self-taught dude. Sounds like. Do you work with any of like the engineering aspects or production aspects for you guys? Do you record and stuff like that?
So what's kind of wild is that Billy does a lot of the production end of things. We've got a dude local that we really trust in a slamming band called Big Sticky Mess, and he's been helping us out a lot with this next record that's dropping. Can we say the date yet? Are we allowed to do that? I'm looking at Juniper.
I think we should drop that right now on exclusive.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. So
All right,
we got the next record dropping on Halloween.
Awesome. Favorite holiday?
Well, it'll actually be October 29th, right? Which is the Friday.
Oh, sure.
Release party is on Halloween.
Yeah,
Can
the
y'all
party's
make
on
it-
the 31st.
Can you guys make it October 28th so it's on my birthday and I can have something to jam to? You don't
It'll
We'll
have
definitely
to.
get you like the sneak peek. We'll get you
Midnight.
the
All
sneak
right.
peek.
All right. Bet.
Yeah. During your birthday party, it'll drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
I know these guys. You know, I'll be 2 sheets to the wind. But man, that's awesome. So I mean, yeah, you guys want to talk about drop dates? Do we have anything new that's coming out that you guys have been working on? Any other singles or any kind of album projects like that?
So our single, we do have at least two, maybe two, probably two singles coming out before this record drops. But the dates are still top secret because we haven't totally. So many of the songs are really hot, and we're trying to figure out which ones are the hottest, to drop for singles. So we're doing some research and development on that. But yeah, we'll have some releases probably late summer, and then one early fall release, maybe the beginning of October, just to kind of get everybody warmed up for the tracks to follow on the record. But yeah, we're hard at work getting that ready for everybody, so we're excited.
Awesome, man. It sounds exciting. I don't mean to bring up the past, but this whole past year and a half kind of took a toll on everyone. For better, for worse, obviously, but obviously there were some good aspects to come about it. Did you guys find yourselves, being productive during this downtime and just being able to stay in and kind of create and record?
Yeah, I feel like that is the question right now. Did you have a productive pandemic? Were you able to stay grinding and hustling during the collective trauma of 2020? For us, I think actually the answer is yes, but I know that a lot of us took a lot of time to reflect and rest and take care of ourselves because it was really intense. But I do think that we came out of it stronger. I know that some of us really worked on our instruments, some of us really worked on songwriting, but whatever we kind of spent the time doing, I think that we all kind of came out of it stronger and more ready to really do the thing. And so I just know that our rehearsals have been super productive ever since we started rehearsing. The spirits have been high, and the attitudes have been good just because we're really grateful to be doing it again. And the audiences have been the same way, just so grateful to be out dancing together to live music. So, but yeah, we didn't get as much done on the record as we would have liked to probably.
It's all right.
Downtime. But it's okay. We're catching up on that.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you, Juniper. And, I'm glad that you guys, made light of everything. And like you said, it was just a rough time. But it's good to see things opening back up again, obviously, in moderation. But how have you guys been this summer? I mean, have you guys been playing any shows? And I know we have a couple of shows. No, you guys have a couple of shows coming up. How has the summer been for you all?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of really cool
The summer's
stuff.
been hot.
Oh, yeah, there you go, Darius.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's
He's not wrong. It's 107 degrees in Sacramento right now, so it is hot.
Right now.
But Yeah, we've got, to cool that off, we're doing the Kings Beach up in Tahoe. We've got like summer night stuff happening in Nevada City. We've always had really good like regional connections, and then we always get a lot of love in Sacramento. But we've got a whole lot of spots in like the surrounding areas that are coming up, and that's really exciting because you get to see folks that we couldn't get out there for the last 15 months, or it didn't make sense for us to try to do any of that traveling, and being able to like come back and show the fans and the folks and new friends like, hey, this is what we did with that kind of time. And it's really exciting, and it's getting some really good responses.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We played a wedding last Saturday, which was fun. We don't do a ton of weddings, just because it's more the realm of cover bands a lot of the time. But these people were trying to highlight the local flavors of Northern California in their wedding, which was really cool. And they wanted to do that with the music too. So we were the band they chose, and it was, that was beautiful. I was really happy that they were able to go through with it, and that all their loved ones were able to travel there and stuff. So that's a sign of the times for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what an awesome event to just go up and play someone's wedding and really kind of experience that whole emotion. The wedding's a huge thing. Mm-hmm. Did you guys play like an hour set, or were you guys there the whole night? How was that?
Oh my God, we did so many things. So Darius played the ceremony. He just played solo acoustic guitar. He did a beautiful rendition of Leon Bridges' Beyond and the Cranberries' Dream. Which was awesome. And then the rest of the guys, or all of the guys, did a jazz set for cocktail hour, just instrumental. And then we did like 2 hours of reception dancing.
Of you. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Sounds like you guys had a busy time there, but also fun.
Big day of work.
Oh, yeah.
It was good.
Definitely.
Yeah, I bet. So how often do you guys get together as far as like band rehearsal or getting into a studio session? Are you guys close, or does it take a little bit of time to kind of prioritize and schedule that? Once a month? You guys are doing all that you're doing in once a month?
Yeah, once a week usually. Sometimes more. Just depending on
typically once a week.
Yeah, maybe Darius is only there once a month. He's sending his evil twin. The other ones. But no, we're working a lot. There's all kinds of like behind the scenes work with the group, which is really cool. With bands, like a big part of it is going and playing shows and like making music together, but another part of it is like growing a brand and growing an identity and like coming up with new ideas for like, the visual design of stuff, or like, merchandise items, or kind of like what color palettes do we want the next record to have, and all these kind of just little decisions that we have to kind of think about and make. And it's really interesting trying to like kind of come up with ways to take all these kind of concepts and stuff and have it like relate to the music, and just kind of digging into that kind of further, like what's the band's identity, not just what's the band's sound. And so that stuff takes a lot of consideration, but it's cool to be doing that. And this is a good group of folks for that.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, you guys, I mean, even just to the photos and to the every layout and presentation, videos, I mean, it's all just really aesthetically pleasing. So does everyone have a hand in that? Because you guys are just, for me, in my eyes, you guys are doing it right. That makes sense.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, so, we definitely have to coordinate our outfits.
But ultimately, it's Juniper.
What?
Yeah.
How's that? Is Juniper just kind of the fashion designer for everyone? And hey, you gotta wear this, you gotta wear that.
More or less. I mean, she's on the fashion sense.
I don't direct people specifically what to wear. I say, this is what I'm wearing. I send a picture, and then the idea is the guys find something that will look good with it. For photo shoots, sometimes we FaceTime, and I'm like, no, not that.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome. That's a good method, I think. So I was watching the video Got It, and I just wanted to know if you guys all kind of contributed to that illustration and digital art, or if that was like an outside party, because I noticed there were a bunch of different kind of graphics, which were all really cool. And if there was any kind of meaning behind that, because I kind of noticed that each band member kind of had something going. There was like a theme to their, background segment, at least in that particular song.
Yeah, for that one, we started planning that music video like a week before lockdown. And then lockdown happened, and we're like, well, all right, we're not going to do that plan. We had like this whole heist movie plan for the music video. So we had to switch gears, and we decided to work with illustrators from around the world. So there were cartoonists from a bunch of different countries that contributed to that. And then the final cartoon was from a local guy here in Sacramento. And the idea was that each band member got to choose their illustrator and kind of tell them what they wanted their cartoon version of themselves to be doing. And the idea was that we were stuck in our houses, apart, going about our shelter-in-place lives. And then but in our imagination, we were underwater or a fairy in a jungle and all these different ideas. And then at the end, our collective imagination was that we were together in a backyard playing a show to our neighbors. And so that was the concept for it. Awesome.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I just really took a liking to that video. I feel like it expressed a lot about the band. And now I know. It's a great backstory. Thank you for that. Just like many other singles and songs off your albums that you guys have, I feel like there's always a deep message. Like Strong Man, True Blue. I'll tell you guys, one of my personal favorites, Nobody from, is that off Good to Feel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, really inspiring stuff, and it's been a pleasure to be able to finally meet you guys. But kind of going back to that True Blue, I read on you guys' bio that it was produced and engineered by Timothy Bloom,
Yeah.
which for those who don't know is also known as Smokey Robinson. I'd like to know how that whole experience went, and
that actually, that Timothy Bloom isn't Smokey Robinson. He's worked with Smokey Robinson.
Oh, worked with Smokey Robinson.
I feel like it's kind of unclear in the blurb. You're not the first person who made that, who didn't make that distinction. So not your fault, but he has worked with Smokey Robinson, which we have not yet.
No worries, because it's still a terrific track. And what kind of hands did he have on that track himself, Timothy Bloom?
Yeah, Timothy Bloom is really, really creative, really awesome producer and musician in his own right. And so we got to go down and work with him in his studio in LA. And the harmony vocals on that song are him, actually, which, I mean, I feel like those vocals in and of themselves say so much in that song and give so much to that song. That just gives you a taste of his artistry. But yeah, that was a really cool experience.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think he really let us breathe with that. We went down for the weekend, and we had the one goal was to knock out that tune. And we came in, and it was we went and saw him perform at this really small, really intimate show. And then we all went back to the studio. It was midnight, 1 o'clock, but we were so inspired by everything that he was talking about and saying and doing. We were up till 4:35, crashed on an air mattress and right back at it at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And so he's just got this really infectious creativity that drives you to keep going and looking for all right, well, maybe do that just a little bit different. I know you've done this keys part 17 times in the last hour, but just one more time doing a little bit like this, and really find that.
Yeah, and he definitely keeps rock star hours. I don't know, he goes to the beat of his own drum for sure, Timothy Bloom. And so we were just like, oh, is it time? Is it time to work? 4:30 in the morning? Okay. And but yeah, I don't know. It definitely had some magical energy that night. And the guys had never heard the song before. I mean, I'd written the lyrics and melody and then brought it to Billy, and he helped me figure out some cool chords for it. And then we just like we'd never played it as a band before that night that we recorded it. So special.
You guys have never played that before and I just did it in one night?
Yeah, and that is not normal. Like, that's not normal.
I mean, I was gonna say that alone is impressive, but I'm sure you guys will be able to do it again. But no, I love hearing that kind of insight as to like what goes on in the studio, and just the process of what goes into making a track and stuff like that. So that's awesome. Who's got the dog there? What kind of dog do you have?
I've got 3 dogs at the house. I've got a little pit bull, a golden retriever, and a proper garbage disposal. But they're good pups. It's somebody coming home from work.
All right, cool. Yeah. No, I feel you. Because I was going to say, I saw a dog in your specific segment when it was kind of representing Alex. So
yeah, that's Charlie Boy right there. And yeah, they're getting used to life post-pandemic too. But they're always a source of inspiration for being a little bit more playful with the tunes.
Right. Well, awesome. Well, what's next for the next half of the year for you all?
Well, we've got that album coming out, and we're planning on touring for it in November. Probably do a run down to LA and then up to Portland is the plan, which is exciting to be thinking about getting back on the road again. It's been a long time. We had a little tour at the very beginning of 2020, but that obviously was kind of a while ago at this point, and we're itching to get back out there and share the music with more people. We, like Alex was saying, we have our local areas and kind of our adjacent scenes to Sacramento, but one of my personal favorite things is getting out and playing in a different city every night and connecting to a lot of different people from different walks of life and kind of seeing how they interact with the music and all that stuff. And so definitely excited to be getting to do more of that upcoming in the fall. And so we just got a lot of irons in the fire, got a lot of plans in the works and stuff right now, which is cool to be able to look forward and be excited for things in the future and stuff. That wasn't the case a year ago. So
yeah, absolutely.
Good.
So you said you guys are trying to make a run down to LA and then back up to Portland?
Mm-hmm.
Or are there any like constraints for anyone in the band as far as like how far you guys can go tour out?
Well, Darius has 2 daughters, and he is a family man, and so he doesn't like to be away from them for too long. We don't like to keep him away from them for too long, so we always keep that in mind. But he's a good sport. And then other than that, I mean, we all have jobs, sort of.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Jobs. Avery, who's not here, our bass player, he has a radio show on Capital Public Radio. That's what he's doing right now. So there are constraints, but I think that everyone's willing to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. No, just the reason I asked is just to kind of get an idea of because I've been kind of trying to tackle what spots exactly to really target for you all as far as where to get the next shows. And I mean, you guys have been killing it and booking up in Northern California and stuff like that, and yeah, I just want more people to listen to it, so that was just kind of why I asked that. So
we feel the same way, man.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely
we will take suggestions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say anything we find, we'll definitely bring to your team and to you all.
Cool. Thank
Beautiful.
you. Yeah, I think that we can, we play to the room really well. And so we've done so many different vibes and environments with our music, you know, and as long as there's people in a room or not in a room, you know, I think we're able to connect. So yeah, we just got to get out there again. Start
Yeah, no.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what if there was like a specific venue or event type that you all like to play, but you guys have such a broad and diverse resume. It's like I feel like you guys will really create a wonderful atmosphere for anyone and for any crowd. So, I mean, that's not easy to do, to be honest, you know?
Yeah, these days we've been doing a lot more like dance parties, right? That's definitely the vibe right now. Is let's get together and have a dance party, and we just keep the bangers coming. And that's what we've been doing since we've started playing again for the most part. But then we also love to do, you know, a listening room, an intimate, like So Far Sounds type of vibe, or smaller jazz club vibe where people want to sit down at a table and just watch, right? Like, I feel like that was what we used to do a lot more in the early days. And we love those too, you know, it's just really different. But yeah, we love both kinds of shows and everything in between.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, like, we write a set list like special for every show that we play. You know, it's not like, oh, here's the set and we just play it no matter what room we're in. So anytime we're there's a booking, we're like looking at the website for the bar, talking to people we know who have been there, and trying to get a sense of what the environment's going to be like, what kind of people are going to be there, what kind of stuff they're going to want to hear, and what's the energy going to be like. And try to sort of tailor the experience to that. And then if we show up and it's not like what we thought it was going to be, we'll change it on the fly. But we're always trying to connect to people the best we can. And so that's like one of the big focuses. And because of that, we've wound up in like a lot of different kinds of rooms and a lot of different kinds of experiences and stuff. But these days, it's true. We are fans of a good dance party.
I love versatility. Who is that?
This is Arthur.
Arthur, what's up, Arthur? What kind of dog is he? He's cute.
Sorry to interrupt.
You good?
We had to show people Arthur.
Dogs with me are always allowed, so I love it. No, but I love the versatility that you guys bring. So, I mean, it's great to hear. I'm not even going to say hope. I'm definitely going to make it out back to California and hopefully be able to meet you guys and catch one of you guys' show. I recently moved out here to Denver. Is that a location that you guys would be able to kind of come out to?
Oh yeah, totally, man. It's just a few states over.
Right, it's really not that far. I mean, how do you guys travel? Is it all in one
in the
vehicle?
94 Chevy.
Yeah, we got a nice big old 94 Chevy G20 van, man. We all pile into it, throw the gear in a trailer, and get on down. We toured all the way to New Orleans and back like that. So yeah, we're down to hit the road for sure.
Yeah, freaking love that. How was that drive?
Oh, there was some long ones in there. There was the overnight from Austin to Santa Fe that was probably the hardest of those drives. But it's fun. And, you know, being on the road for a long time is kind of inspiring. It's like you can't do anything, but just kind of like, you're like focusing and not focusing, you know. It's like a good place to kind of let the creative juices flow a little bit. And so we really enjoy being on the road. You mentioned Nobody. We actually, on our first tour, I wrote that song in the back of the back of the van on our first tour while we were driving around. And actually a lot of the songs we kind of like workshop and come up with ideas for while we're traveling together and stuff. And so, yeah, definitely down to get on the road.
Yeah, as soon as you get off the main 4-lane, 5-lane highways, something about that 2-lane open road just kind of gets the ideas flowing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of serene. It's sort of still, but it's moving though too. You know, it's cool, man. It's nice.
Yeah, I feel it. Well, I mean, I just want to thank you guys again for taking the time. I think we might have lost Alex and Darius.
Alex said his internet gave up, but to tell you, you're great.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that affirmation. So is there any other questions that you guys have for me or anything, or just anything else that you want to comment on about, the Gold Souls?
I feel like we covered a pretty good amount of stuff. Yeah, thanks for asking good questions, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys thought they were good. I always like to dive into the music making process of everything. So you guys definitely answered all of that for me, and I have a better understanding of you all. And again, thank you again for taking the time. We will be in touch with your team, and I will see you guys play one day. That is for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, have a great weekend and enjoy the rest of your summer. And I look forward to all those new singles and everything else that you guys have going on and are going to drop.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, we'll keep you posted and talk soon, man. Thanks again for having me.
Yeah, Juniper, Billy, have a good night.
You too.
You too, man.
Take it easy, guys. Bye.